welcome everybody. Welcome to my video. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 21st of May. Now, it's the big election day here in Australia. Oh my gosh, I think half the population's already voted. I'm heading off today to get my vote in. So fingers crossed, we get some independence in so we have a voice for some freedom in our supposed democracy of Australia, but oh well, I guess we'll know more by the end of the day. So I'm just, for anyone new to my channel, I just let my guides channel through to you. So I'm just going to close my eyes and we'll just get started and see what comes up. Now they're showing me a lot is transpiring. So they're almost showing me like the removal of like a sticky layer of clear like gel. And it's almost like, if you think about the other week we were talking about the frog, and we were talking about the egg to the tadpole to the frog. Well, this is like the egg, and it's like the membrane is being peeled off and it's exposing like the egg. So we're getting, when I think about that happening and that process, what they're saying to me is there's movement. So there's movement forward. So if we think about the life cycle like of a frog, it means that things are really growing now. Now, this could be around our movement. I'm hoping it is around the blob movement that I've talked about before. If you want to go check out my blob video, if you haven't watched that one. I feel like there is a lot of movement now. Things are starting to expand. And I think you would have to have your head completely buried in the sand to not see the ridiculousness of all the things that are going on now. I mean, how's the monkeypox? I'm sure you've all heard about that. Oh my gosh. It's like they're blaming every animal now for everything that they're actually implementing, which we know is pretty much probably made in a lab. But this is what I'm getting, that membranes come off these like eggs and the eggs are gonna start growing now, like into the little tadpole, we could say. And this is what I'm kind of getting. That's the visual image that they're giving me, because when something's in a membrane, I guess you could also put it down to like human birth if you want to relate it to that. When you're surrounded by that sack of fluid, it's showing me, you know, when the baby comes out, like the water breaks and the baby comes out and it's covered in a bit of gunk and all that. Well, this is that example of things that are bursting out now, and this is about our movement. This is about people emerging and starting to see the truths and things being uncovered, and that's the sort of imagery that they're giving me, is that membrane like is being removed so things can grow and expand. But this is around our movement. So this is around us growing in size and moving forward. I'll just see what else we get today. Whoa, the light is green. So they're showing me again, I talked earlier in the year about the stoplights and how there was red, amber and green if you think of the stoplights, but now we're on green. So we're really moving forward. So we've got the green light now. The guides are saying that we've got the green light. We can put our foot on the accelerator and things are starting to move really fast now. We're all taking off. So that's what I'm definitely getting about the energy of, and this is the energy of like awareness and information pouring out. And, you know, I talked yesterday about the gunk being exposed in the saucepan, how, you know, when that liquid and everything burns off, you're just left at the bottom with all the gunk. Well, this is what's happening. It's being exposed. So we've really got the green light at the moment. So it's kind of our pushback, like it's our turn to push back, because things are really moving forward in truths coming out, people starting to see, you know, I've been saying they're waking up, or they're really waking up. Gosh, you can't tell me the word monkeypox doesn't wake people up, like really, you know, and all these adverse reactions and things that are coming out. People are gathering their evidence. I posted that video on my Facebook page if anyone's looking for that, Chrissy Fitzgerald Psychic Life Coach. I posted the military one on there. There's a lot of information coming out. Hepatitis was the one I was trying to think of yesterday. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I just get so much information I can't think clear. It was the hepatitis in children that's on the rise. People are seeing it. People are questioning it. God, there are so many people around me I know that have had shingles. It's ridiculous. So we know their immune systems are being affected now. I don't think, it feels like they're sort of half in denial still, doesn't it? Because they won't connect the dots yet to the V or the jab. But I think they would have to start questioning, well, hang on, why are so many people I know getting these other ailments? I'll just see what else we get today, but I'm definitely getting that we've got the green light and we're kind of moving forward. Sorry, guys, I'll just start. I'm just going to have a sip of tea. Gosh, sometimes when I'm channeling, my throat gets very jammed up. And it's just because there's so much that we want to say. And this is you guys out there. I know that you guys, if you follow me, we get quite jammed up in the throat sometimes because it's very hard for us to get the information out and tell people because they just don't believe us. So it's like, that's why the guides always say they have to wake up on their own because they need to see it for themselves. It has a lot sort of more impact on them. I'll just see what else we get today. There's still a lot of unfolding of information. And the grief, they're showing me the grief in people is still really terrible. Like, people who are waking up are suffering terrible grief, as in... for so many different reasons. They're saying to me it's in all different reasons. The fact that they've been lied to, the fact that they were gullible and feel now that they're foolish to have not seen all this. There's people who are grieving their loved ones who couldn't see them and couldn't go into an old age home and say goodbye and hug their parent or loved ones, any other loved ones. They couldn't go to funerals, they couldn't go to weddings. This is that kind of grief because you can't turn back time and go back and relive that. It's gone. And that's the grief. People know those parts of their life are gone. So when they're waking up, that grief comes up in them. And look, we've all pretty much been through our grief. Our grief we moved through a long time ago. We're sort of way past that issue now. But these people are finding there's a lot of grief. And also, I think, if you think about people waking up, there's also a lot of shame and there's also a lot of guilt because of the way that they did treat other people, including us, but not just around the unjabbed. We know that was the biggest factor in the beginning, but also the way that they've shut other people down about conspiracy theories and people who went and protest marched, and whether that be around mandates, vaccine injured, people were still putting those things down. And gosh, they were doing it on my Facebook pages all the time, even around the climate change protests. People were going, oh, they just need to stop all this. I'm the one that had to highlight to them that, did you know that they're passing a bill so we don't have any freedom of speech? So people didn't even know that the bills were getting passed as what would have been happening in Canada, for example, and probably America too. All these bills were passing in the background. And people have no idea. So now that they're finding on this information's trickling to them, they feel a lot of shame and guilt about the way that they've treated people as well. Now, this is a lot for them to deal with. So that's why I always talk about it's very important to keep protecting yourself, hiding behind that fence. As much as we've got the green light and we're moving forward and chugging along, we've still got to also protect ourselves and from the people who are waking up. And this is like kind of getting that balance right. We always talk about, the seesaw and the scales and trying to get the balance right in our life because, there's times to come out and move forward, but then there's always times to retreat and go back and recoup yourself and protect yourself. And that's what the guides are saying today. Make sure you're getting the balance right in doing those two things, putting a bit of information out, then going and doing the things in your home that you love and you enjoy. And then, being a kind ear to somebody who's going through some sort of reaction or trauma from all this, and then going back and protecting yourself. And that's what the guides are showing me. Yes, we've got the green light, but you've also got to for example, what they're saying is it's like if you went on a long journey and a long road trip, for example, you'll drive for maybe 2 to 4 hours maybe, and then you'll have to stop and have a little like pit stop and a road stop to recoup your energy. So you'll have to just, because you can get overtired and you can get sleepy at the wheel, and you've got to keep your energy up. So what you usually do is you'll just, find a servo or find a little coffee shop or something and have your little rest stop. And that's what they're kind of showing me, is these little rest stops along the way, which is going back to our safe places, our home, our out in nature. It doesn't matter where your safe place is, but the guides are saying, as much as that green light's there, just make sure you have your rest stops, because it'll drain our energy if we don't keep our energy and our vibrancy and our of course vibration up. So I'm definitely getting that today. I'll just see what else we get. Yeah, people are seeing it. They're saying to me that the people waking up, they know they've been running around in circles. They're showing me like a big oval, and these people just running around and around in circles. And it's like they keep waiting for the bell to ring. And it's like, you know how the bell rings usually when you're on the last lap? I think they do it in the cycling as well. When, especially if you're running like a big marathon around and around, where it's like, I don't know, that 1,800 meters or something like that. And you get to that final lap and they start to ring the bell. Well, this is what they're showing me. These people who have been getting the jab, they feel like they've been just running around in circles and the bell's never going. Like, just when they think they're going to hear the bell, then there's something else comes at them and they've got to go around again and again and again. And it's actually showing me now that people, this is the people that are starting to wake up. They're getting like really dizzy now, like their head hurts. You know how when you've been going around, it's like if you're on a ride that just keeps spinning around. That's how they're feeling. They're feeling like their head's really heavy. They could almost throw up. It feels like there's no end in sight, and they're depleted of all their energy, and they're tired and their strength is gone. And it's that dizziness where you're feeling disorientated, where, when you come off a ride and you're still dizzy and you nearly fall over. Well, that's what I'm getting for the people waking up. Not for us, we're over here doing the green light, protecting ourselves, but these people waking up are definitely feeling that dizziness, because it's that heavy head and that, you could almost throw up. You're starting to feel that ill about everything. Can you imagine waking up after 2 years, like seriously 2.5 years probably? I keep forgetting that it's been dragging on. And suddenly it's all starting to make sense. Like I said the other day on the crime investigation board, that everything's starting to make sense. It's starting to all piece together. And that's a pivotal moment for these people, because it starts to make you feel, like I said the other day, shell-shocked and overwhelmed. And you do get side effects from things like that. You get an instant reaction where your body sort of collapses into all your feelings. So it's like your fears, your hurts, your sadness, your grief, your overwhelm, your fears, like everything just takes over your mind, body and soul. And that's what's happening to these people. They've got that like dizziness and the heavy head and the clouded thoughts, and there's no clarity for them. But the fact that they're going through, their awakening process is a great thing. So we have to, look at these things as positive, but also, like the guys are saying, still protect ourselves. I'll see what else we get today. the guides are saying to me there's more stars coming out at night. Now, the other week I did a video and it was about the Coldplay song Sky Full of Stars, and it was saying that each star is like one of us up there, that we can look up at the stars and know that we're all like connected up there. In, you know, we connect here on my video, for example, and our blob movement is kind of growing, and this is what I'm getting now. These people are starting to join, and there's going to be much more more stars rather, and it's going to start to get brighter and brighter. You know, you think of a really clear night, and it might even be that there's like a full moon, and then there's all this light, there's all the stars, that sky full of stars. And this is because people are waking up and they're starting to see things with clarity. They might need to go through their cloudy, foggy brain to get rid of it first, but then they start to see those clearer skies. So I'm definitely getting that the stars are building and the stars are accumulating. And this is, again, that blob movement. It's growing, and things are getting brighter. Things are getting brighter. And when they're saying brighter, they don't literally mean like life is getting brighter. That's not, well, it is for us because we've found a way to navigate this. But for the people waking up, what they're saying with the brightness is the spotlight. We could take it back to the spotlight on things. That's getting brighter. So it's starting to expand out. So there's like might be more and more spotlights starting to shine on other different things. And it's, you know how if you put a heap of spotlights together and you join them, it's one big light. And that's what I'm getting, that these things are really getting brighter and brighter and brighter, that people can't not see them anymore because it's all lit up. And lit up to these people over here who are waking up. I'll just see where else we go with this today. Sorry, I'm just a bit crackly in the throat today. I think channeling does that sometimes too. I did talk the other day, there's going to be a lot more talk about the UFO information, and that's already starting to happen. That's really filtering out quickly now. They're trying to normalize the UFO information, and I think it's great. We all knew it was out there. They tried to hide it, but you can't keep hiding these things. I mean, you know, like a lot of them are saying now, like if there's an unidentified object, that is probably a threat. Is it a threat? Isn't it a threat? Like, they don't know. So that's stuff they should be sharing with the public and sharing with people. People might come forward that have had other experiences with these extraterrestrial things now as well. Whereas they felt like they could never talk about these things. So I think we might find as well that that's going to start to open up and also expand, because a lot of people have suppressed a lot of things for many years if they've had some sort of experience with this. I do feel like that could start happening as well. There's going to be a lot of that globally. There's going to be a lot more pouring out of information around UFO sightings, UFO experiences, because now people will have that confidence to come forward. I think before they felt they were scared and they would be silenced by government. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? But now they feel like they finally can be heard. So I think we're going to get a lot more stories of people coming out, which will be really interesting, won't it? Because we might be able to piece a bit more together and start to solve some of these mysteries. But I'm definitely getting that. A lot more people are going to come forward with their close encounter stories. I'll see what else we get today. Now, they're just showing me that this is really loopy times. So, this is just crazy times. The guides are saying, there's so much going on out there, but they're showing me like the infinity symbol. Like, and when you think of infinity, it's something that just goes on and on and on and on and on and on until you like break the cycle. So it feels like we're kind of stuck at the moment, and it does feel like that, I'm sure, to anyone watching my video, that we're in this infinity loop, and we just need to find a way to kind of sort of untwist it, if that makes sense. We need to like untwist the infinity loop so that it doesn't like cross back over. Now, I know the infinity symbol means a lot to a lot of people. I know that's the twin flame symbol. It's a symbol of connection. It's like an endless loop. There's a lot of different symbols and things that can be recognized by. But I think in this case, what they're saying is this repetitive crossing over and back and over and back. We need to just like twist it so that it's just like a smoother path now. We don't want to be crossing back and repeating the same cycles. And I think that's why so many people are waking up now, because they're just tired of repeating this. It's like they're going back and just repeating it again and going back and repeating it again. And it's like infinite. If you think about it, we know where this is headed, but you got to remember these people still don't know where this is headed. Like, we pretty much know that this is affecting their immune system. And actually, I'm going to post it on my Facebook page if you go and check this out. There was a video yesterday of mainstream media, and they were actually talking about, I couldn't believe my ears. I think it was in America. They were actually talking about how the fourth booster, they have a feeling that it could be affecting people's immune systems and lowering their immune system, making them get CV repeatedly. I'll put it on there. Go and have a look for it, because I'll put it on today. And I thought that was huge coming from something mainstream media. Anything on mainstream media like that is huge, because that means it could be a real issue if they're actually putting that out there. But it's also, as we know, you guys watching my video, it's also they're trying to plant that seed that, you know, and slowly I reckon they're going to implement the HIV medications, and they're going to start talking about how, well, we know how this is going to go, don't we? They're going to start blaming the CV for causing your immune system to drop. They're never going to really blame the jab, are they? Let's face it. And they'll blame like long COVID and all these things for affecting your immune system, and then everyone will have to have the medications for, I hope they don't, but I think we all know that, you know, the HIV is something that's been hovering with the AIDS thing on the horizon for quite a long time. And sadly, I just can't believe, and just let me know down below what's happening around you guys, but the amount of people that are getting like really inflamed ailments here is getting really obvious. But because they're not all connecting and talking, I don't think some of them have pieced it together yet. Some people have actually said it, like, I don't know if the jabs accelerated the pain in my body. Like, some people have actually said it, but it's like, how are you not piecing this together? Like, people have not really had shingles. Shingles is one of those things that you tend to put down as like somebody's stress in their body, or that was the kind of thing. But now it's like every second person's having shingles. They've even got ads here on TV. You know, clots. I know, I could probably name 5 people that have had like serious blood clotting. Like, one's got some in the brain. All this. And they're causing strokes. I know people that have had strokes, younger people that are like in their 40s having strokes. This is happening, and people are still doing their crime investigation that we've already done, and we could tell them, but we know that we can't. And you can't really say anything. You've got to just stand there and listen to this. And I know you guys are probably going through this as well. It's just like unraveling before our eyes. And you feel terrible that you're just sort of standing there and, let me know how you guys are feeling about all this, because I know that I'm really seeing it quite clearly here just in the rural area that I live. I can't even imagine like what the rest of the country is kind of going through. And now with the hepatitis issue in children and the, you know, myocarditis, now we've got the monkeypox, so everyone's got to have the smallpox vaccine again. It's just, honestly, I don't think you can help any more people if they don't open their eyes anymore. They're just too deep in the psychosis. There was a video popped up before by Carl Vernon. I think I've talked to you guys about him before. He's so funny. If you haven't seen him, go and check him out, Carl Vernon. Oh, his videos are so funny. He's pretty funny. He's a bit of a comedian, I think, but he's just such a dry wit. But he put a video up today, and it was Bill Gates talking about his big vaccine factories. Oh my gosh. You should see it. It is absolutely ridiculous. And he's just saying how wonderful it is. And they're showing all these like forklifts driving around the vaccines. And this is like becoming a massive industry. And people need to be seeing that information because that's their future moving forward. And I don't think they know. So, that's why it's so important, the guide said, that we share all this information and keep getting it out and planting the seeds in the little droplets and just highlighting to people, hey, have you noticed what's going on? So they can keep putting it on their crime investigation board and hopefully come to some conclusion. I'll just see what else we get today, if there's any last messages from the guides. Sorry, sometimes I just have to have a little rant about things because it's just so frustrating, isn't it? I know you guys get it. Hey, look out too. I'm going to do that video soon about what we're going to call our new world order. I'll come on and I'll go through all the names and then we can all have a vote. How's that sound? I think that'd be really fun, and then we can be using our own name. It'll be really good. So I'll just see what else the guys have got to say today. Oh, this is interesting. They're showing me, like, speaking of planting seeds, they're showing me like we've become these like eco warriors, which sounds great. You know how you get those land people that are gonna like help the planet by planting lots of trees? Well, they're saying that's us now. Like they're saying we planted the forests. We're planting all these trees, and they're showing me the little seeds being put into the ground, and then they're showing me the workers then putting the stakes on the trees with the little green eco plastic around them, and then the trees are like coming up and they're starting to sprout and they're getting new buds. And this is kind of where we're up to. This is what the guides are showing me. We haven't grown the full tree, and we're still having to fertilize, and we're still having to nourish, and we're having to pick off the old, if there's any, dodgy leaves with a little bit of disease or a bit of dead, crinkled up leaves, we can pull those off. So we're, at the moment, this is what the guys are saying, as these sort of eco warriors, we're actually, we're doing the maintenance is probably the word that the guides are looking for now. We're just doing the maintenance, and not just maintenance on ourselves. This is maintenance of our environment too, because our environment and the people around us and what's happening do really affect us as well. So it's important that we maintain not only our own health and strength and keep things nourished, but we also are making sure that in years to come, for example, these trees are going to provide that great sustainability for the future. But this is also relating to our future and our children's future, and that we're really starting to nurture things so that everyone's going to have a better life moving forward. And so today, that's what the guides are saying. We're like the eco warriors. We're actually the ones that are making that difference. Like yesterday when they put us into the managerial management roles. The analogies are so funny, aren't they? Well, today we're like the eco warriors today. So maybe it'll be a good day to get out in nature and just, get our focus on those kind of things. But what they're really saying is that we're improving our world and we're improving the planet in so many different ways, like not just with the plants. You can plant them as well and improve things in the greenery and new growth. But it's also saying about we're improving things spiritually and economically and by standing up against tyranny and dictatorship. That's what we're doing. We're becoming, these eco warriors who are also trying to save the planet and improve the world. And that's in all aspects. And I hope that makes sense. But that's what they're kind of showing me. We're sort of at that mid-range of the plant where now the plant's established, but we're just having to take more care of it. Because these are the delicate stages is what they're saying to me. This is the make or break kind of stage where the plant goes on and evolves and grows into a beautiful, strong, healthy plant, or it's at that turning point where it sort of collapses and dies if it's not watered and not nurtured and not nourished. And so we're at that sort of, I wouldn't say tipping point, but we're at the point where as eco warriors, we know that we can keep pushing forward and that we're going to make a difference. And that's what the analogy of the plant is today, because we know that we can really make a difference to this world. And it's like I always say, it's just a knowing that we just seem to know things, and we get things, and we sense things because we live from those different dimensions. So that's what I'm definitely getting today. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Keep being the eco warrior today. Not only are we managing things and have a huge responsibility, but we're also eco warriors, meaning that we're strong and we are making a difference to this world. So look, thanks heaps for watching today. I hope some of my analogies don't overwhelm you out there. I hope you can kind of relate to what I'm saying. I'm sure that you guys do, because you leave me some beautiful comments down below. It's just beautiful to hear from all you guys. You know, I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I pretty much try and do daily predictions as much as I can. And, of course, hit the like buttons. That helps these messages keep going around. Leave me comments, of course, because I love hearing from you. And I'll say goodbye from Australia. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful day. Bye. I'm off to vote. Oh, wish me luck. I'll let you know the outcome. Bye.